What's up, guys? Jake here with Jakesgotherps, not to be confused with herpes. Herpes is nasty, and a lot of people ask me how I can afford to keep so many different animals, because let's face it, keeping reptiles, especially on a large scale, can be very costly. Just the general, enclosures and upkeep and all that stuff can be very expensive. So in this video, I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I've used to help save me some money over the past year or so, and just simple little things you can do that will go a long way in saving you money. And before I start this video, I wanted to address, I haven't made a reptile room video in a long time, probably 3 or 4 months, but I am going to be making the reptile room tour video this week. It's going to be really great. I just wanted to make sure all my enclosures in my room looked really nice for you guys, because I want this reptile room video to be really awesome. So thank you guys for being so patient with me, and let's get on with this video. So a lot of people, when they're getting reptiles, they want to use aquariums, because a lot of people on YouTube use aquariums, including myself, and they can be very expensive. You know, if you're constantly buying 20 and 40 gallon aquariums for all your animals, you're going to spend a lot of money. When you could get away with using an enclosure like this. This is a Sterilite tub. You can also use any of the other brands, and they come in a lot of different sizes. This one is the 41 quart, which is, you can pause the video if you really want to look at the dimensions there. They come in all sorts of different sizes and stuff like that, and these work really well, especially as quarantine enclosures, because they're very lightweight and easy to clean, and they do work well for animals, although for some larger animals they're definitely not the permanent solution. But if you're just housing a corn snake or a ball python, you can definitely use these kind of enclosures for their life if you want to. In here right now I have a red tail boa. That's Reggie. He'd probably be too big for an enclosure like this, although he might be alright. But as you guys know, this is not his permanent enclosure. He's in here right now because I'm cleaning his enclosure, which I've been redoing, and I think it looks pretty nice. But here's just one caging option you could use. Over here I have my Kenyan sand boa, who's in a 16 quart bin, and you definitely can't see him in there, but that's just a little 16 quart bin. This is probably $4 or $5. And down here my blood python is in a 28 quart bin, which is probably around $5 or so. And if I were to spend money on a similarly sized aquarium, it'd probably be a 20 gallon aquarium, which would cost me around $50 or $60. Don't hold me to that, because I haven't bought a 20 gallon aquarium in a very long time. But you can just see how much of a price difference it would make if I were to buy all of my animals' big aquariums. Also, when you're housing arboreals, a lot of the times people buy these exoterras, which are good. These are fantastic cages, and I definitely recommend them if you have the money for them. There's these exoterras, and then there's the zoomeds. They're pretty much the same, but they can be very expensive, and they're really one of the only arboreal caging options out there right now, commercially available. There's some of the screen enclosures, but those don't always work well for all animals. And you can use these bigger, taller plastic bins, but they're not that nice to look at. I'm housing a, you can't see, but I'll move this light a little bit, my Brazilian rainbow boa in here right now. They're not arboreal snakes, but mine seems to enjoy a lot of climbing, so I offer her these little cork bark hides and such. But if you were to buy all of these kinds of enclosures for all your arboreals, you would spend a lot of money, more so than if you were to buy a normal aquarium, which is sort of an option that I've been exploring, which is just using a normal 10 or 20 gallon aquarium and standing it upright. This right here is a 10 gallon. Normally this would probably cost you around $10 to $15, and what I'm doing is I'm just standing it upright, and I have a clip that keeps the lid on so it stays upright and the lid doesn't fall off, and it works really well for my crested gecko. As you can see, he's in that plant just chilling. And it's not as nice looking as one of these enclosures, but it's definitely a lot cheaper, and something that I've used to save a lot of money. So a lot of people also use this aspen snake bedding, which is a good bedding. I really enjoy aspen for a lot of my species. But buying aspen, especially this commercial zoomed stuff that, #1 preferred herpetologist snake bedding, buying a bag like this, the biggest bag is probably around, $8 or so, depending on where you get it, of course. And it's a good bedding. I still buy it because my Kenyan sand boa obviously they're a burrowing species, and this stuff clumps together better and holds burrows. But if you're just buying aspen for, you know, any colubrid snake or, you know, a boa or anything like that, instead of buying the commercial Reptile brand, you can buy a small mammal bedding. This right here is aspen. It's made for, you know, gerbils and guinea pigs, rabbits, all that kind of stuff. And this big compressed bag is probably around $4, and there's easily 2 to 3 times the amount that's in a bag like that. It is compressed, so there's a lot more in here. You know, I filled this and that aquarium over there, you know, a couple times over, and this is the dent I put in the bag, about half. So that's definitely can save you a lot of money. You know, it lasts a lot longer, and it's a lot cheaper as well. And last but not least, if you're looking for a big, you know, glass aquarium, or you really want to use glass aquariums, and you're using them for things that don't require, you know, water, you're using them for terrestrial species. One thing you can do is definitely look on your local Craigslist or eBay, because a lot of people who are, you know, fans of aquariums and like to house a lot of fish and stuff, if their tanks get cracked, they're basically worthless to them. So what you can do is you can go look on your Craigslist, and a lot of people have these cracked tanks, and they're basically looking to just give them away because they're just taking up space. And you can easily cover that with a background. I'm using this AstroTurf all around my enclosure, and I think it looks pretty nice actually, and it covers the crack up very well, and you can't really see it. You obviously can't put any water in a tank like this without replacing the glass, but it's still a very effective method. And I think this tank, I don't know what it would be retail, but it costed me, I think, like $12 or something. I actually got it from the guy I got my king snake from. But those are just a few simple things you can do to help save yourself a lot of money. Keep in this hobby, you know, you can spend a lot of money getting caught up in all the commercial things, but, you know, using some of these tips, you can save yourself a lot of money, and, you know, save your money and move forward and keep more species. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. It helps me out a lot, and I will see you guys later. Peace.